Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. How did Bravo executive Andy Cohen make Jenna and Friends host Jenna bush-hager feel like the third wheel? He recently joined Jenna as a co-host on her morning talk show, but did something go down during their time together? Keep reading for further details. Since Hoda Kotb left today, Jenna bush-hager has gotten an amazing opportunity. The show she co-hosted with Hoda was rebranded Jenna and Friends. This means that different personalities come on and co-host alongside Jenna. Even her twin sister, Barbara Bush, took a turn in the hot seat. Viewers have loved the choices that were brought on, such as Bowen Yang and Scarlett Johansson. Recently, WHL host and Bravo executive Andy Cohen sat beside Jenna. The two chatted about everything, but one notable topic was Jenna feeling like a third wheel with Andy. She explained that it happened when Hoda Kotb was still a co-host and Andy would swing by to say hi. Since Andy and Hoda had a very close friendship, Jenna often felt left out of the situation. "I always felt like, because you and Hoda have a friendship, Hoda and I have a friendship, when you would come, I was like, am I on a triple date?" Andy then went on to ask Jenna if this made her feel like a third wheel. She admitted that it very much did, however, it was okay as she adores Hoda. Therefore, she loved seeing others feel the same way, a little. Not in a good way, but it was okay because I love to watch people love Hoda, she's my bestie. Andy Cohen and Hoda Kotb shared a common bond as they both welcomed children later in life. He was 50 when his first child, son Ben, was born. As for Hoda, she was 52 when she adopted her first daughter. They were both 54 when they welcomed their second babies, so this is something special they can understand. Ultimately, Jenna did share that she speaks to Hoda all of the time, whereas Andy rarely speaks to her. Yet he clarified that nothing went down between the two. Regardless of any initial jealousy, Andy Cohen and Jenna bush-hager had a great time on Jenna and Friends. They talked about everything, including his recent Disney World trip with Anderson Cooper. Additionally, they chatted about being a silver fox. Fans loved seeing Jenna and Andy hosting together. So do they think he would be a good contender to join her on the morning show? Keep Andy. He matches her energy, and actually a bit more. Andy has my vote for co-hosts. Best show since Hoda left. Anyone agree? If the Today Show had Cohen as a regular, I might watch. Laugh the entire time, like when Hoda was on. Such good energy. It appears that viewers are all for Andy Cohen stepping into Hoda Kotb's shoes. They love the dynamic between him and Jenna bush-hager. Morning television is a constantly evolving world of heartfelt moments, spontaneous laughter, and unexpected revelations. And when you throw in a dynamic personality like Andy Cohen into the mix, things are bound to get a little more interesting. That's exactly what happened when the Watch What Happens live host recently joined Jenna bush-hager on her rebranded Today Hour, Jenna and Friends. What started as a fun co-hosting gig turned into an open conversation about feelings of exclusion, friendship triangles, and how sometimes even celebrities feel like the odd one out. But before we dive into that candid confession from Jenna, let's take a step back and explore how this all came to be. Since Hoda Kotb stepped away from her regular co-hosting duties on the fourth hour of Today, Jenna bush-hager has been holding down the fort with a rotating roster of co-hosts. From comedians and actors to authors and news personalities, Jenna has welcomed an eclectic mix of friends, colleagues, and fan favorites to her morning table. The show was aptly renamed Jenna and Friends, highlighting the collaborative and easygoing nature of the hour. The relaxed vibe has given viewers a chance to see different sides of Jenna, including her rapport with familiar faces like Scarlett Johansson, Bowen Yang, and even her own twin sister, Barbara Bush. But it was her time with Bravo exec and talk show titan Andy Cohen that truly struck a chord, and not just with viewers. When Andy Cohen joined Jenna and Friends, the chemistry was undeniable. The two chatted candidly about everything from parenting to pop culture, Andy's Disney World adventures with Anderson Cooper, and even the curious charm of aging into the Silver Fox era. But amid the laughter and anecdotes, the conversation turned reflective. And that's when Jenna dropped a truth bomb that took viewers, and maybe even Andy, by surprise. "I always felt like, because you and Hoda have a friendship, Hoda and I have a friendship, when you would come, I was like, am I on a triple date?" Jenna revealed, half joking, half serious. It was an unexpectedly vulnerable moment, especially in the fast-paced world of morning television. But it was one that resonated with many. Who among us hasn't felt like a third wheel at one point or another, even among friends? For those unfamiliar with their dynamic, the bond between Hoda Kotb and Andy Cohen runs deep. The two have long shared a mutual admiration, often publicly praising each other's parenting journeys and professional achievements. Their connection is not just built on career similarities, but also a uniquely shared experience. Both became parents later in life. Andy welcomed his son, Ben, at the age of 50, and later his daughter, Lucy. Hoda, meanwhile, adopted her first daughter at 52 and her second just 2 years later. Both have been candid about the joys and challenges of parenthood in their 50s, forming a heartfelt connection that extended beyond the cameras. So when Andy would drop by the Today Show during Hoda's era, their natural camaraderie could make others, yes, even co-hosts like Jenna, feel just a little bit out of the loop. A little. Not in a good way, but it was okay because I love to watch people love Hoda, you know, she's my bestie, Jenna admitted. Her honesty was refreshing, especially when discussing something as delicate as friendship dynamics. Andy, ever the gracious guest and quick-witted conversationalist, was both amused and touched by Jenna's admission. He quickly asked her to clarify, did she really feel like a third wheel? Jenna didn't hesitate. Yes, very much so, she said, but she made it clear that there were no hard feelings. Her deep affection for Hoda and respect for Andy's place in her life made it all okay. In fact, Jenna even admitted she loves witnessing the mutual admiration people have for her bestie, Hoda. While she and Hoda still speak frequently, Jenna noted that she and Andy don't stay in close touch outside of show appearances. Andy acknowledged the same, emphasizing that there was no drama, no falling out, just different social circles and life rhythms. That, perhaps, was another reminder that celebrity friendships, like our own, ebb and flow naturally. If viewers thought the confession might cause a stir, they were mistaken. Instead, it only made the episode more endearing, and Andy's appearance more appreciated. Social media lit up with praise for the duo, with many calling it one of the best episodes since Hoda's departure. One viewer gushed, "Keep Andy. He matches her energy and actually a bit more. Andy has my vote for co-hosts. Best show since Hoda left." Another chimed in, "If the Today Show had Cohen as a regular, I might watch. Laugh the entire time, like when Hoda was on. Such good energy." The chemistry was undeniable. Andy's sharp wit and Jenna's warmth created a perfect balance that had people clamoring for more. They played off each other effortlessly, delivering a mix of humor, honesty, and genuine connection that's sometimes hard to come by in daytime TV. The love from fans has sparked a question. Could Andy Cohen become a permanent fixture on Jenna and Friends? It's an intriguing idea, one that would bring a fresh energy to the show, while honoring the strong foundation Jenna and Hoda built. While Andy is, of course, busy with his own media empire and late-night hosting duties, it's clear that his guest co-hosting stint left a lasting impression. "I just felt like we could have talked for hours," Jenna said after the show. "It felt like catching up with someone I've known forever, even though we don't talk all the time." That effortless chemistry is something producers can't fake. It's the kind of magic that lights up the screen and keeps viewers coming back day after day. Jenna's candid confession also tapped into something more profound, The complexity of adult friendships. In a culture that often glamorizes having a bestie, her vulnerability was a reminder that even tight-knit groups can leave someone feeling sidelined, and that it's okay to admit it. More importantly, it showed the power of communication and the beauty of owning your feelings without placing blame. Jenna didn't accuse, and Andy didn't defend. Instead, they both leaned into the moment with empathy and humor, modeling what healthy adult conversations can look like. Despite the third wheel revelation, the overall vibe of the episode was nothing short of joyful. Whether discussing Bravo drama, swapping parenting stories, or teasing each other about turning gray, Andy and Jenna brought out the best in each other. It's no surprise that fans now want more. Whether or not Andy becomes a recurring guest, or even a full-time co-host, his time on Jenna and Friends was a win for everyone involved. It showcased the best of morning TV, laughter, relatability, and a touch of unfiltered truth. At the heart of it, the third wheel moment was never about drama. It was about connection. It was about how we all, at times, can feel on the outside looking in, even among friends. But as Jenna and Andy proved, it's how we acknowledge and move through those feelings that matters. In the end, Jenna's honesty brought her closer to Andy and to the audience, and Andy's quick wit and openness made him feel less like an outsider himself, and more like someone we'd love to see again soon. Whether he returns or not, one thing is clear: Jenna and Friends isn't just a title, it's a feeling. And on that day, Andy Cohen was definitely part of the friend group. Please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos.